So back in 2005, when I first started my photography, and if you haven't seen the first video I put up, it tells you all about it. Go and check it out. I thought myself, I'm doing these little shots outside of people that I know to practice. And then I thought, wouldn't it be nice to do some studio shots? Like weather was getting colder. And then I thought myself, gosh, like look at the prices of these studios and everything to hire. And I thought, wow, what am I gonna do? And I didn't have no money. Like I literally had that digital camera. So yeah, again, do check out the first video. And I thought to myself, oh, I need a white wall. And then I thought, yeah, white wall. Well, I got a white wall at home. So here it is. So the same wall. So yes. And then I thought to myself, wow, what am I gonna do for lighting? So I went to the builder's yard and I bought a similar version to one of these work lamps because at the time it was just £10. It come with the halogen bulb, the long one, and that was kind of like a yellowy sort of color. This is like an LED version, and no, I don't really use this to do shoots with anymore. So, but I could do if I wanted to, so there's no worries. So, because this is all I could afford at the time, it was £10. And then I thought, yeah, that's like a nice yellowy light. I did use that, and then I thought, what about if I want to change up some colors? So I bought some of these little see-through film. Now, obviously, the heat of the lamp, I didn't want to set the place on fire, so obviously I kept a bit of a distance, but I was able to get some other colors and everything and create some amazing images. Honestly, what did I say to myself? I didn't need any specialist equipment. I just needed light. I just needed a background. And then I thought, what about a black background? And then I thought, oh, I still got no money for that either. So I went and got myself a black sheet, which is just a double sheet that you put on a bed. And I joined two of them together and I pinned them up on the wall, and boy, literally some little pins, and I created some amazing images. So would I recommend something like this today? If you're on a budget, definitely. So to me, now I look back, of course, it had a lot of sheen to it, but I was able to manipulate the images down. I was able to edit the background and lower the brightness down and everything. I was using a thing called Nero at the time. So, but I made everything work. And here I am still using the same studio room. And here it is. It's nothing elaborate. I've just got all my little paper backdrops that I use now. I've got like a little area that if anyone's here, they can basically do some grooming on themselves. So this is my little studio room. It's nothing even big either, but it does the job. So nowadays I use these paper backdrops that are here. I've got the grey one, I've got two white ones, and I've got this black one here. Now, what I do is you can buy these backdrop stands with the great big legs on them, just like with my tripod. Okay, so same sort of thing, yeah. So you put that, and then you have the bar going across the top, and then you can put this little bar here onto the paper roll, and you put it across. This sort of thing will take up floor space, yeah, and it's stuff that we don't have. So what I do now is, you've probably seen online some auto pose that you get to basically extend from the ceiling all the way down to the floor. The problem is with them is they cost quite a bit of money. A set of these auto pose, which are basically just expandable things. So you just you know, they're like a tension rod. The problem is you're looking around about £300, 350. So what I do is I found a little hack. If you go on Amazon, and I'll put the link in, these poles here, yeah, are basically what people make the clothes rail out of. So they're supposed to be closer together. So you have two of them, and then you put your clothes rail across and you can hang up your clothes. But what I do is I put them a bit further apart. And what I do is the bit where you hang your clothes, I hook them on there, and then the same on the other side. And I will put the metal bar there, or you can even see the white one. You can even go to IKEA and get yourself a curtain pole. It's just a curtain pole. But I use this black one from the backdrop stand set that you buy, yeah? And then I'll take that and I'll put that inside my black paper backdrop here. And then I will just hang it across the top, and then that will be it. I've got my black backdrop that I can just pull down, so which is all kind of cool. So as you can see now, that's all ready to just pull down, and then you can just twist it back up again when you're done. And that really is it. And these are the paper backdrops. What I do is I buy, if you go on places like eBay, you've got different sizes. You've got like there's a 9 foot, and then there's something like 7 feet. I find that the 7 feet is ample. And these poles here are literally a quarter of the price that you would pay for the same thing that's called an auto pole for photography. And I've seen sets go for £300 and £400. These, you get them for like £22, depending on Amazon. I'll put the links down below to the ones that I got, and just get them. Honestly, you can buy a 4 pole set, and basically if you wanted to put, say, 2 here and then 2 on another wall with different backdrops, it's still significantly cheaper than buying the auto pole set. I think the reason why is because the moment it says for photography, straight away prices go up, and it's the same thing. It's the same as these things that people buy backdrops, the ones that I said that's got the tripod legs on. You can actually go on places like Amazon and you can buy what they call a mobile clothes rail, and it's got wheels on it. Yeah, it's the sort of thing you'd probably see at conferences, etc. And you can dismantle that, and you could take that out on a shoot, say weddings, or you could have it in your home, that you could literally hang the backdrops on that. Yeah, the same thing that you would hang your clothes on. Yeah. I always recommend getting paper. However, there's nothing wrong with the cloth backdrops. The only thing is you will need to iron them most of the time. But if your subject is far away from the wall and you've got a white cloth backdrop, to be honest with you, you're not really going to see them creases in there. Yeah. And a good tip is, if you've got a studio at home, look at the shadows I'm creating. Yeah, if you actually step forward, you actually start to lose the shadow. So make sure your subject is a good sort of like 5-6 feet away, and that way the shadow is going to fall down and not on the wall behind you. Yeah, so hopefully that makes sense. But literally, you don't need to turn your place upside down. Yes, you just need a white wall. That's all you need. I've got some shots of me where I've just got my white wall and I've just got the paper on the floor because I couldn't be bothered to put it all up on the wall and pull it down. So it was a quick shoot I was doing. It was someone I knew. So I just put the paper down on the floor and add the white wall. And that was it. And that's all you need. And the good thing with these poles is that you can just take them down. They're extendable poles. So that's the beauty of them. So, you know, as I said, paper, I do recommend. The only thing is, if you are using paper indoors, make sure that people either got their socks on, or if they're using shoes and you're doing a full length, make sure they've got some sort of like, a lot of people put things like protective tape, like underneath the shoe on the sole. Maybe something like the duct tape, yeah, so you can put that on. So this is your shoe, this is the sole. So just literally stick the duct tape across the bottom. And that way, when they walk, they've got their shoes on, but it's nice and clean. Just make sure there's no sticky bit on the bottom poking up, because otherwise you're going to take the paper backdrop with you, so, or the cloth one, whatever one you're using. So that really is it. If you're on a budget, then you don't need to get no backdrops. Just use a white wall, and literally if you need to change colors, you can generally cut around people anyway in Photoshop and then change up the color. Lighting, you only need one light at home, to be honest with you. That's all you need. The sort of light I use is, I've actually got the one on me now. It's an RGB light, so you can change up the colors. So I'll put the links to them ones as well down below. You can use a strobe light, and again, you don't need anything too heavy. To be honest with you, you can get away with a light on top, like say the Godox, yeah, so you can just put one of them on, or I use the Godox AD200 as a strobe, but really and truthfully I find continuous lighting to me is better. You literally only do need one light, but if you want to get two, that's fine. You can put the continuous light into like a softbox, or you could use natural light from your window. So either one, as long as you've got some sort of light. It's just a light. Your creativity and your vision is what's going to matter the most. And if you need to practice, why not put the camera on a tripod and practice your own shots? So you can practice like the shadows coming forward, thinking, okay, so I have the light here. And then when you get your subject over, your model, and they come round, you've basically got an idea of what you're doing. So it was trial and error for me, because I wasn't really using Photoshop. I didn't know how to use it. I mean, I'm going back 2005. What did we have? CS2, CS3 maybe, something like that. If you know the correct answer, put it down in a comment below. And at the time, I was no good with Photoshop. I just had some free program that someone gave me called Nero. And I just used to manipulate the images, toning down and the brightness with that. But it's very doable. Yeah, it was doable then. And if I had to do the same thing all over again, because I had zero money, then I would do the same all over again. So anything's possible. So at home, there you go. And another good thing is one of these. This is a reflector. So you can basically watch the difference. If I take this and then I bounce the light from this studio light and also the window, look at the difference in me lighting up there. So massive, massive, massive difference. So you've got different colors in here. Inside, if you unzip this, you've also got a gold color, so you can change it up. So, but this really makes you a big difference. And also, if you've got a client come round and you're saying, you know, yeah, I've got my studio, this in the corner, always looks the part. So it looks really good. So you don't need, honestly, people will try to tell you need all this expensive equipment. You do not. Yeah, look at these two auto poles. Look at the cheap paper backdrop that I bought. Simple reflector, and you can use the light from the window. So you don't even need to get a studio light if you don't have the money. When as soon as you got the money, buy one, because it's obviously of a night time, or you know, when there's no natural light. If you do use natural light, diffuse it somehow. Yeah, so try not to have harsh light. Try to diffuse it with some very thin curtains or something. Yeah, that's if you're on a budget. But other than that, if you can afford a few bits, do get it. So yeah, so now you know that you can just use your home as a studio. So yeah, so don't forget to put a like, comment, subscribe, share out the video. And what about you? Have you got a studio at home? Let me know. All I know is I've got to try and fold this thing. Catch you in the next one.